What is up YouTube, Joe here from Zephyr Digimon, and I'm bringing to you guys a deck profile for Omnimon Altr S. Now you could just say this is probably like the new way to play Omnimon currently. I'm not too entirely sure, but it's definitely a very strong build, and one that is now gotten a lot more budget friendly thanks to the prices of firstly AD01 cards going down in price in general, as well as the tournament reprint of Altr S that you can utilize within the deck to get yourselves a handle of that. Everything is now pretty much a lot more affordable, and this is currently the build that I'm currently playing with. Firstly though, just a big shout outs to my good friend Bushi. You can find him on Twitter and things of that nature. You could probably see his deck profiles running around. He got top place at our locals with this build. I've made two slight tweaks to the deck just to fit my own personal play style, thinking some text in that I personally feel like could do well. I'll go through those texts as I get into them. But this is the essentially the list that he took. I've been giving it a good few test plays with it, and it's been doing very well for me, and I felt like I wanted to share it with you guys again. So again, big shout outs to you, Bushi. You're smashing it. So before I get into the profile itself though, if you enjoy, give us a like and subscribe down below. Ding that notification bell, because if you enjoy person's content here on YouTube, you don't want to miss out on their content, and that notification bell helps prevent that. All of the support has been greatly appreciated, and thank you guys all so much for doing so. So with all that's done, let's get into Omnimon. So firstly, as it is Altr S, currently the way to play is going through the black base, which is through the EX line. To start off with is 4 copies of EX for Sunamon. When one of your other Digimon evolves, draw a card. This is currently still the best black egg for black base Omni. The only other way is through the Sunamon, but then you'll be going through a CS line, and you're not really playing that much, if not any, CS cards now in the deck currently. If you're going through the Altr S ping pong way, so we're going through the Sunamon. For the rookies, we're just playing 4 copies of Agu and Gabu from EX4. These both look at the top 3 cards of your deck. They add the corresponding line to their hand, one of them, and then they add the corresponding other line to their hand, starting from rookie all the way to champion to mega. And then they also all add Omnimon. And then they all have the inherent of when one of your other Digimon Digivolves gain a memory. Do bear that in mind when you're starting to ping pong away, as that memory is a mandatory. You have to get that memory, and as well it can also keep turns, so you can start going off from there. The other rookie playing deck is 3 copies of Ukamon, the Searcher from BT16, but on your turn when only Digimon moves to the battle area. From the breeding area, you look at top 3, you can add a Digimon or Tamer to your hand. Very nice card. It's a nice bit of draw engine with the Sunamon. You can just leave it around and you can start ping-ponging away. And at one point, Ukamon's giving you a draw 1. Moving into champions, we're playing 4 copies of Greymon and 4 copies of Gurumon from AD01. So Greymon is a on-play, and when Digivolving, you may return a Digimon card with Greymon, Gurumon, or Omnimon in its name in the trash to the hand. And then your all turns when one of your other Digimon Tamers is played or Digivolve. If any of them have Gurumon in the name or Taikamiya in the name, this Digimon may evolve into a Greymon name in the hand without paying the cost. The inherent is Raid. These guys can evolve on anything with Omnimon in its text, or the adventure trait for 2 memory, which is very nice, as both these have Omnimon in their text. Gurumon is an on-play on evolving to draw 1, and then it has basically the exact same thing for the all turns, but in reverse. So if it sees a Greymon name or a Matashida, it can evolve into a Gurumon for 3. The inherent is jamming. The inherents don't come up too much. I think only in one point in testing, I was like, oh, Greymon has raid. I could have raided into something just to get rid of it. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter too much, but just do bear that in mind when you're starting to play. For our ultimates, we're just playing a nice simple 4 copies of Metal Greymon Alteris mode and 4 copies of Were Gurumon Sagittarius mode. Both of these are the adventure traits, so do bear that in mind. Greymon can evolve on a Greymon name for free memory or an adventure trait for free memory as well, so it can evolve on your Garurumon. It has an on-play revolving to delete an opponent's 8,000 or less, and it has a your turn if one of your Digimon tamers is played with Garurumon or Tai Kamiya in their names. You can evolve into a Greymon, one in any of the names. So, when any of your Digimon tamers with Garurumon or Tai Kamiya in their names are played, or any of your Digimon with the Garurumon name evolve into a Digimon Garurumon in its name, this guy may evolve into a Greymon in its name in the hand without paying the cost. Yes, there we go. It has an inherent of your turn plus 4,000 DP. Kind of wish it was something else. Your Omnimon, you rarely ever need that big DP. But hey ho, we have it. For the Garurumon, it has an on-play evolving to one of your opponent's Digimon tamers can't suspend in your turn, and it has the same thing for all your turn, but reversed. When any of your Digimon or tamers with Greymon or Matashida are played, or if any of your Digimon digivolves into a Greymon in its name, this Digimon may evolve into a Garurumon name without paying the cost. It has a when attacking inherent to Digivolve 1, which is a very nice inherent there. For moving on into the Megas, we're playing 3 copies of Blitz Greymon from AD01. This guy can evolve in a Greymon name for free memory or an adventure trait for free memory. Both of these are adventure traits, so they both count for that. It has Alliance, Piercing, and Blocker, and an on-play when digivolving effect to digivolve 3, one of your opponent's Digimon. Then until the end of your opponent's turn, their Digimon's effects don't affect this Digimon, and one of your Digimon with Garurumon in its name, so nice bit of protection there. As at the end of your turn, 2 of your Digimon may DNA into Altr S in the hand, then one of your Digimon may attack. It does have an assembly of -4, a Metal Greymon, or Terrace Mode plus 1 Greymon, so do bear that in mind if you're starting to hard slam these. It also has an inherent effect of Sec plus 1. And then we're playing 2 copies of Crest Garurumon. You're probably thinking why we're only playing 2 copies, but you'll see why in a minute. It has Alliance and Evade, and it can evolve on an adventure trait for free. So again, it can evolve on your Metal Greymon. And then on play, when digivolving and when attacking once per turn, you may return your opponent's lowest level Digimon to the hand. Then this Digimon and one of your Digimon with Greymon in its name may unsuspend. And it has an opponent's turn when one of your opponent's Digimon attacks. 2 of your Digimon may DNA into Altr S in the hand. Then you may change the attack target to one of your Digimon. It always has assembly -4 where Garurumon Sagittarius mode and a Garurumon. Has an inherent effect that this card's attack target can't change. Very, very strong. Now you're probably thinking why we're only playing 2. It's because we're taking 1 copy of the Metal Garurumon from AD01. This card actually comes in clutch quite a lot of times as we're in a very tamer heavy format again. So being able to go into this card, which has a blocker and evade, it can go in an adventure trait for free memory. As an on-play when evolving and when attacking of once per turn, delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. Then for every 2 tamers colors that you have, one of your opponent's Digimon or tamers can't suspend until their turn ends. And then all turns once per turn, when any of your Digimon suspends, this Digimon may unsuspend. It has an inherent that when attacking once per turn, if this Digimon is Garurumon or Omnimon in its name, one of your opponent's Digimon or tamers can't suspend until their turn ends. So it's a nice way to just stun out your opponent's tamers, so they can't start getting like Dan and Yuki's effects, Homos effects, things of that nature. If they're a hybrid deck, it means that they can't just like freely hybrid on that Digimon for, tamer for game. There's a lot of good niches for this card. And because your Altr S just needs to have like blue colors and your effects just need to have like Garurumon effects, this card just works perfectly well in the deck. One change that I made to Bushi's is that I bumped Omnimon Altr S to 4. There's just been some times where I needed to have it to win the game and I just didn't see it. So I just bumped it up to 4 copies just so I can see it. Just that, hopefully that little bit more. That first I was testing with 3 copies and 3 copies does work perfectly fine. But yeah, this is your big boss monster of the deck, the namesake of the deck. But yeah, so I'm probably thinking we're only playing 3 each of the level 6s and 4 of the Altr S's, because, you know, if you ever played Altr S, this guy just spits out the megas again and you can start progressing against them. The more Altr S's you have, you know, the more that you can do that combo. But it's a very nice way to play the deck, and all honesty, you don't need Omnimon to win. A lot of my games I was controlling the board not through Omnimon but through the Megas themselves. The Megas themselves just do a lot of damage by themselves. And if you start pairing them up as well, getting them both onto the board with protection, leaving to your next turn, you can start just doing like four checks with just these guys alone, which is absolutely insane. And you just need like the Altr mostly just to finish them off. Yeah, the Megas do, like, the level 6s do a lot of the work, most of the work, in fact, for you, and then the Altr is just kind of, like, there to just win the game. For Tamers, we're playing 3 copies of EX9 Taikumi and Matsushita. The original list that, again, Bushi was playing had 4 copies, but I took 1 copy out to play in a copy of Nokia. Actually, no, I took one of these cards out for the 4th Altr. I took out one of these Taikamias for the Nokia. So the reasoning for that is, again, Bushi was originally playing 2 copies, and I can understand why playing Taikamiya. You're mostly in an adventure traded deck, and being able to just like Taikamiya out, one of the champions out, is pretty good, and you can start going off a few combo climbs. But I took out one for the Nokias because with the Nokia, I can actually start utilizing the rookies a little bit more from my hand. As at the start of your main, you can just use this if you have nothing on your board or 1 or less Digimon. You can just drop one of the rookies essentially for free. And then you can start searching, getting into those combo pieces that you probably didn't have before. It just saves you free memory essentially every time during the start of your main, as long as you have the right requirements. And I just felt like it was just a nice tech for the deck. It's been doing quite well for me, and I quite like having it in the deck. And then we're playing 1 copy of the Matsushita and TK Takashi from the adventure decks. You know, this just gives you guys rush, being able to just Altr spit these guys out. Now both of these have rush and they can start swinging. Very strong. And you can also spit out these guys as well, so do bear that in mind when you're doing your Omnimon play. You can actually spit out the level 5s. The level 5s will see each other being played, and they can start ping-ponging back into your Megas. And we're playing 1 copy of the brand new Matsushita and TK Takashi from AD01. This is the start of your main phase if your opponent has Digimon gaining memory. And in your turn, when any of your Digimon digivolve into a Digimon with an adventure trait in the hand, by spinning its tamer, you may play an adventure trait card from your hand. For every 2 color tamers every 2 colors your tamers have, reduce the play cost by 1. This is a nice way to get the other body on the board, and you can start ping-ponging away. For the option cards, we're playing 2 copies of our Courage United, 3 draw power and essentially pseudo protection. 2 copies of Iron Adventure. This is a nice way to get further consistency in the deck by being able to grab your top card of security. Hopefully it's either your Omnimon or these guys. And then if it does get checked, you just get a nice free tame, which is absolutely nice. A nice combo that you can do as well is that when you do swing your Altr, he goes into the security. If you have 2 memory, you can then just grab, play Iron Adventure, grab the top card, which is now your Altr, back into your hand. This card goes into security. It's a nice way to end turn as well, because if you have the old Blitzcrank one as well, you can swing with this, spit out your 2 bodies. This guy goes into security, so even you have 1 memory, you can go call Iron Adventure for 2, opponent goes to 1 memory, grab that Omnimon to your hand, and then the Blitzcrank one lets you go into the Jogger again, and you can swing again. It's a nice way to finish off your opponent. And then with Omnimon decks, so 2 copies of Marcus Mega Knight, you know, it's a very nice card. Just 2 memory, essentially, just get further consistency and protection for your glues. But that, guys, is the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed it. Again, last time, big shout outs to my friend Bushi, who's done very well lately with essentially any deck that he's playing. But he did very well with the Omnimon deck, and now it's just a nice way to just, you know, sometimes you just need another person's point of view on a deck. So that way, you know, like, I've been trying this myself. You know, it's just not working for me. And you just need, again, another person's opinion on the deck, viewpoint. Like, okay, cool. Oh, you're doing those ratios, that ratio. Okay, cool. That tech. And then you just give it a go. And you're like, oh, you know what? Now I have a good time to, you know, move away from it, have another good look at it. And then sometimes things just click. So, guys, I hope this does the same thing for you if you've been struggling with Omnimon. Again, hope you all enjoyed it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Leave your comments down below how you're playing Omnimon. Are you playing Ping Pong Omni, or are you just still on the classic hard slam, the Wargreymon Melga, going into Omnimon that way? I guess those are some texts that I can also shout out if you're not playing. If you don't want to try out, if you don't own Altrs, you can swap these cards out for either the old Altrs from EX4, or you can swap these cards out for things like Omni X, Omnimon itself, and that kind of thing. You can try those cards out as well. But again, like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, as always, stay safe. and of course, happy dueling.